Alright, so welcome to the Lady Washington. We are a replica of the original that was built probably in the 1780s in the Boston area. It's a little bit unclear because she was one of hundreds. She was just a very average working day trading vessel. She was built as a single-masted sloop originally. What's really special is her history that came later. So after the Revolutionary War, the brand new United States was flat broke. The new country was struggling very much to pay their war debts. They also had a very high demand for tea and spices. Now, before the Revolutionary War, the United States, or the colonies at that time, was getting their tea and spices from England. And after the Revolutionary War, that supply dried up. So a group of Boston merchants pulled their money together and they bought two vessels, the Columbia Rediviva and the Lady Washington as a smaller tender vessel. And they sent these vessels to the Pacific Northwest to trade for sea otter pelts that they would then take to China to trade for tea. So the Chinese culture at this point was incredibly complex. They had beautiful silks, porcelain, spices, tea. The new United States didn't have much to trade, but they had heard that the Chinese had a high demand for sea otter pelts, and in the Pacific Northwest, in this area, there was a high supply of them, as well as a lot of people who were very good at hunting them. So the original Lady Washington was the first American flag vessel to sail around Cape Horn, some of the most dangerous sailing in the world at the tip of South America. She was the first American flag vessel in Japan, had one of the earliest vessels to circumnavigate Vancouver Island, one of the earliest Euro-American vessels in this area, made a lot of the original charts, a lot of the original explorations. Grace Harbor, Washington was named after the captain of the original, Captain Robert Gray. The Columbia River was named after Columbia Rediviva, the vessel that was sailing together with Lady Washington. So she had a really incredible history. Never went back to Boston, sailed back and forth between the Pacific Northwest and China a few times. And we have her rigged today as a brig, so two-masted, because she was re-rigged in China to help aid her in those transoceanic voyages. It was a little bit of a better setup. So that's how we have her rigged now. If you want to come visit us, we'd love to talk about the history with you. It's a fascinating, wonderful story. Plays a lot with the history of the state of Washington. So please come out and see us.